Both former talk show host Wendy Williams and comedian Amy Schumer have been in the news recently over significant health issues related to the brain. Williams is in severe cognitive decline, while Schumer is gaining weight due to medication. Schumer has suffered criticism lately over her appearance from having gotten puffier. Both concerned fans and internet trolls have commented on the issue, but Schumer herself has revealed that she has Cushing's syndrome, a condition which results from an excess amount of the hormone cortisol in the body for an extended period of time. Some of the symptoms can include a fatty lump between the shoulders, a rounded face, and pink or purple stretch marks on the skin. Of course, Cushing's syndrome can also cause high blood pressure or bone loss. Sometimes it can cause type 2 diabetes. Other symptoms can include extreme tiredness, depression, anxiety, irritability, trouble concentrating or remembering, high blood pressure, infections, bone loss, which can lead to broken bones, muscle weakness, emotions that are hard to control, sleeplessness, headache, skin darkening, stunted growth in children. Cushing's syndrome is caused by having too much cortisol in the body. Now, cortisol is a hormone that is made in the adrenal glands. It helps the body respond to stress and plays many other important roles. Schumer has said that the cortisol is exogenous, which means it's coming from outside her body. She is taking doses of it as a treatment for another illness. In an interview with Jessica Yellen, Schumer said, "While I was doing press on camera for my Hulu show, I was also in MRI machines 4 hours at a time, having my veins shut down from the amount of blood drawn and thinking I might not be around to see my son grow up. So finding out that I have a kind of Cushing that will just work itself out and I'm healthy was the greatest news imaginable." She says that the medical condition is endometriosis, which she announced on her Instagram on February 15th. Endometriosis is a serious condition in which the internal uterus tissue begins growing on the outside of the uterus. It can cause severe pain in the pelvis and make it hard to get pregnant. Endometriosis can start at a person's first menstrual period and last until menopause. The situation with Wendy Williams is much more complicated. The family issues are pretty complex. There's questions over conservatorship and the fact that they can't contact her or the anonymous caretaker that has the power of attorney over her. But she did announce that she was diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia and aphasia. Now, if this sounds familiar to you, it's probably because actor Bruce Willis was diagnosed with the same two illnesses. This is most definitely related to the famous incident where Williams passed out during a live taping of her show. Basically, frontotemporal dementia is a collection of disorders that are caused by a loss of nerve cells in the frontal and temporal lobes of the brain, causing them to shrink. This is significant because the frontal lobes are responsible for all cognitive functions, emotion, intelligence, personality, decision-making, behavior, etc. It's also a common cause of dementia. It usually starts between 40 and 65, but it can strike young adults if the conditions are correct. Primary progressive aphasia. Now, aphasia means difficulty communicating. This form has two subtypes: progressive non-fluent aphasia, which affects the ability to speak; semantic dementia, which affects the ability to use and understand language. A less common form of frontotemporal dementia affects movement, causing symptoms similar to Parkinson's disease or amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, better known as Lou Gehrig's disease. FTDs are mostly early onset syndromes linked to frontotemporal lobar degeneration, which is characterized by a progressive neuronal loss predominantly involved in the frontal or temporal lobes and typical loss of more than 70% of spindle neurons, while other neuron types remain intact. Typically, a person diagnosed is given 2 to 20 years to live, while requiring 24-hour care. Tau-positive frontotemporal dementia and Parkinson's is linked to chromosome 17. It's caused by mutations in the MAPT gene on chromosome 17 that encodes the tau protein. It's been determined that there is a direct relationship between the type of tau mutation and the neuropathology of gene mutations. The mutation at the splice junction of exon 10 of tau led to the selective disposition of the repetitive tau in neurons and glia. Now, the situation between Schumer and Williams is quite different. Amy Schumer is essentially going to be fine. With the treatment, she is going to recover and go back to a normal life. The levels of cortisol in her body are going to go back to normal as soon as her treatment for endometriosis is over. However, with Wendy Williams, it's a very sad story because this is a neurodegenerative disease, which means it's not going to get any better. There is no cure for this. Essentially, all of those neurons in the brain are going to slowly die off. And eventually, it is going to kill her. So, again, it is very sad that it strikes anyone, but especially someone as young as Wendy Williams. So, I just wanted to put this information out there so that people had a better understanding of what these two conditions are, and better understand what it is, hopefully, that these two women are going through, and that, enough sympathy and compassion can be given to both women who are trying to survive in this very difficult situation. Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.